Hello, my name is Steve. I'm a retired professor, so most of my students still call me Professor Steve. I often get calls from my students from long ago or just a few months ago saying, hey, I'm looking for work. Do you know of any place that I can find a job? Or maybe they have changed careers. Now they want to go into something different and they're calling me for advice. I'm glad whenever they call me. I like to stay connected with them. And I always tell them, good advice, I hope, but not always what they want to hear. They usually call and say, hey, do you know if there's any jobs that I can get? And I say, oh yeah, I have a whole list of them right here on my desktop, and they're just waiting for somebody to call to fill. Nobody really has that happen. Well, actually, twice in my career, somebody has called, and I thought, hey, I know the perfect job for you, and they're looking. So I gave them their name and their phone numbers. I said, you call them, you tell them that I sent you. And sure enough, they got the job. Twice that happened. But please, with that story, don't call me hoping for a third miracle, because I'm not sure it's going to happen. But I often ask them, because they're so distraught about not having work in the way that they want them, I often ask them if they've ever read the passage from Jeremiah chapter 29. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, said the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Maybe the worst 2 years of my life is when I was underemployed. I didn't have a job, I was freelancing, I was doing okay, but I needed a full-time job. And it wasn't really until I read Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 that it really gave me pause to think that whatever I'm doing, it's going to be okay, because God had me in the fold of his hand. These are either the most comforting words or maybe the hardest words to believe, because it doesn't really hand us a job, but it does hand us something that a job seeks to give us. Sometimes we allow it to, but that gives us peace of mind knowing that God is with us. And I truly believe that God is not trying to hurt you when you're in times of distress. And this doesn't always have to do with jobs. God is looking to take care of you. He wants you to have good times in your life. He wants you to have the opportunity to do good. He wants to bless you. If you are going through some hardships, they may be faults of your own. It's not God doing that to you. God is waiting there to pull you out of those times. And I believe that he's anxious to hear from you. I have often also thought that God doesn't really care what profession we have. If you want to be an accountant, he wants you to be a godly accountant. If you want to be a doctor, he wants you to be a compassionate doctor. If you want to change tires down in a garage bay, those are very important people to me. But do that with the intent that you're going to do that in the best that you can to help your fellow brothers and sisters that are living here with you. One of my favorite passages also, as I turn to this and find this, it's in the book of Colossians. In the book of Colossians chapter 3, in verse 23, one of my favorite verses says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men. One of the things that we need to do to have peace is that when we go to work, we have to know that we are giving the best effort that we can. The boss likes it, the company likes it, you like it better. I happen to know that getting up every morning and going to a job that you don't like and working with people you don't like can be very stressful. But by taking this bit of advice that God is with you, he is not against you, he is for you, he wants to bless you, he wants to give you the kind of life that you want, and that he wants to give you goodness and kindness and happiness. You have got to realize that every day when you get up. When you get out of bed in the morning and your feet hit the floor, you've got to say, God, take care of me today, and I know he will. We are often consumed what we don't know. We need to work hard. We need to show up on time. We need to take directions and listen from lots of different things, not just our jobs, maybe in our relations. We need to do good work. Do it when we're supposed to. Live up to our promises. Then can we begin to approach even being like God a little bit. He wants to help you. He wants to bless you. He wants to give you the best life that you can have. I understand that it's very difficult these days. I've been trapped in COVID, if you will. I've been sequestered, if you will. I haven't been able to get out and do everything I want, but I know that God is taking care of me. I'm so thankful that I haven't been sick. Now I'm starting to get the viruses in me, the virus vaccinations within me, and I believe it's going to be a great future for all of those that are looking to seek God and find His will in their lives. If that's what you want to do in your life, pray that you can do that. Seek out to others. Look for accountability partners. Get those people that can help you do what you want to do. Maybe you need, for your job's sake, need to go back and get some more training that's going to enable you to do all this. Maybe there's a lifestyle change you want to do. But God is going to bless you and keep you from harm as you seek to do His will in all of these things. God bless.